Okay. Now, this goes out to all, this goes out to parents who specialize in blaming their their daughters' husbands or their sons' wives for lapses they caused themselves. I'll take that again. This goes out to parents who specialize or who are good at blaming their daughters' husbands or sons' wives for lapses in the life of their own child or children that they cursed. Now listen to me. Or you cannot blame somebody else for your own wrongdoing. If you didn't do something right, then you should take responsibility for what you did not do right. I'll take that again. If you didn't do something right, you should take responsibility for what you didn't do right. Stop the blame game. Majority of the problems around the world today are failure in parenting, stemmed up from failure in parenting. However, we try to blame the society, we try to blame peer pressure, we try to blame, gender, whatever. Yes, those things have their own place. The vices have their own place. Technology has their own place. But at the root of it all are parental failures. Now, some of us were raised by parents who never drove cars. Never owned, or probably all they had were bicycles, and they had a motorcycle. Some never had any means of transportation. Some built houses, story buildings, yet they were able to raise us with monies made from agriculture and what have you. Now, when it comes to marriage, we find a lot of parents coming to say, oh, why is he treating my daughter that way? Listen to me. Your daughter can't cook. And you put all the blame on the man. You say, why didn't he send her to a catering school? Why didn't you do that in the first place? Didn't you know that she will need to cook where she's going? No. Didn't you know she will need to cook where she's going? Your boy does not know how to take care of a woman. You said the woman too should behave herself too and do summer. Did you teach him? Because another myth or error that we make in our time is the error of taking care of the girl child, leaving the boy child alone. You give the girl child all the instruction, but you leave the boy child alone rather. You tell the girl, dress properly, hit yourself up, do this, do that. You don't tell the boy not to touch the girl. And so we have issues of rape and such vices around, because there are lapses in upbringing. There are lapses here and there. And we must come to that point where we take responsibility for these errors. Majority of bullyings and domestic violence that have been recorded today on unhappiness, no happiness in marriages and all of that. Marriages that have been managed when they are supposed to be enjoyed, marriages that have been endured when they're supposed to be enjoyed, are results of your errors as parents. Yet you put up your gilly on the day of your daughter's wedding, on the day of your son's wedding. Have you put in everything it takes for that boy or for that girl to enjoy her home while you are not there? Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody might want to say, oh, are you not saying that domestic violence should... Oh, no, I don't support domestic violence. But go and check properly. Somebody is not happy. A young man is not happy in the home. A young lady is not happy in the home because the man is not doing what he ought to do. And the things he ought to do were supposed to have been taught him. He's supposed to have been taught by his parents. not learned in marriage. Some of the things that we do, or some of the things that parents do today, or most of the things that they do today, is that the things that they ought to do, they don't do, then they shift the responsibility to the man or to the husband, or the husband of their daughter most of the time. They shift the responsibility to the husband of their daughter, or even shift some responsibility to the daughter, to the wife of their sons. Your son is used to being scattered. Is used to just throwing things anyhow. Is used to being disorganized. Is used to maltreating women. And you say, oh, my daughter-in-law, manage him now. Be managing him. Manage him. For how long will she do that? No, for how long will she do that? Why didn't you put the right things, the right pegs in the right holes from the beginning? And this is going out to every one of us who are parents out there, so that we will make the right corrections. We do the right things. So that when your daughters go out to get married, when they get married, you are at peace at home. Because you are sure that she's doing the right thing outside there. And let me tell you, no man in his right senses will you treat any woman who is doing the right thing. I'll take that again. No man in his right senses, and I mean in his right senses. So if there is someone who is not in the right senses, then that's a different thing. Will you treat a woman who is brought up properly and doing the right thing? No woman in her right senses, no woman in her right senses will ill-treat or misbehave, except she's not taught properly, except she's not in her right senses, except she wasn't brought up properly, will she miss or ill-treat her husband. You see that you do your part, they do their part. Your daughter, all your daughter can do is to put water on fire. She cannot even make the gari. She can't make the eba. You remember? They say, what can you do? Kí ló lè ṣe? Only mo lè ṣe, mo lè ṣe tea. Mo lè ṣe tea. Mo dẹ̀ lè gbómi ẹ̀bà kaná, but mi ò lè tẹ̀. You remember now? Mo lè gbómi ẹ̀bà kaná, but mi ò lè tẹ̀. That's how so many of our half-baked girls are. That's the way they are today. That's the way they are. You blame the society for everything. Blame yourself. You don't want the child to cry. You don't want the child to be sad. You don't want. So you fear the rod of correction. The rod of correction. And so you push such a girl outside there, and she's now being trained outside. Don't they want to saw? It's a saying now. They will teach her outside. They will teach him outside. He will be taught outside because he's just got to be taught. He cannot be a vacuum. He said, you didn't get it. He's just got to be taught. He can't be a vacuum. So many homes that are in disarray today. Failure in the hands of parents. Parents that didn't teach her girl that, look, you might need to wash your husband's dresses. And so when she gets married, she doesn't see any, she sees it as slavery. To pick up her husband's dresses and put them into the washing machine. That's where one is available. She sees it as slavery. I'm not a slave in this place. So who says you are a slave? Who says so? Didn't our mothers wash our parents' dresses, our father's dresses? The Bible says that Sarah called Abraham Lord. Parents have got to take responsibilities for some of the woes that their children are going through in marriage today. The terrible times that they are going through. Remember Anini, Subo, those armed robbers of them. Remember, one of them bit off the ears of his mom. He said his last request. He wanted to say something to his mom, and he pulled his mom closer, and he put his teeth to her and beat her ears off. Why did you do that? He said that his mom did not tell him. Those days, he was bringing him pencil, stealing pencil from school, and nobody was checking. I check my wife's phone. You say I don't trust her. Who told you I don't trust her? Who told you I don't trust her? The trust that Adam trusted Eve, and we are all in the trouble today. We are still in the trouble of that trust today. We are not through with it yet. And then he trusted her so much that she had a discussion. She was having a discussion with the devil. He said, you don't love her. He doesn't love me. And those of you men, you password your phone that your wife cannot open. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I will answer questions. Ask me questions. Ask me questions. The man does not know how to pamper a woman. He wasn't taught. He wasn't properly trained. You must train a child the way it should go for the different phases in life. Train the child up for the different phases in life. There are different phases in life. Marriage is one of the phases, and that is where so many are failing today because they already failed before. Their parents already made them to fail. Their GP for marriage already dropped from the beginning. My daughter is so little. Her mom will be in the kitchen. She's watching videos on YouTube. I said, "Come on, will you drop it? I'll go and join your mom in the kitchen." He said, "But he doesn't have anything to go and sit down with her. And sit down with her and watch what she's doing there." You say, "But she's too young." Who told you she's young? She's young, yet she can watch videos on YouTube. She can concentrate and she understands what they are saying. A word they say is enough for the wise. And like I said, this video is basically for parents and intending parents. Parents and intending parents. You didn't train your daughter well. You now, I'm coming with my own issues. You now saddle me with that responsibility again. As the son-in-law, to help you train your child. The training you ought to have given her, so that I will just take it up from there. But the basics you didn't give her. Young woman or young man, the basics was not given to him. And then we now bring a girl from a good family and put it in the hands of such a man. He said, and that woman was a very good woman, but he killed her. That's what happens. That's what happens. And I come to think of these days when it's audio marriage. You know, you marry on the internet, you meet yourself. I didn't say those things don't work anyway. But then, gone are those days when they will scrutinize, check and check before you get married. A word they say is enough for the wise. Train your children properly so that they won't have problem in marriage. They won't have problem in the future. Wọ́n ní máa wẹ̀yìn kan máa ṣépè fún yín. Wọ́n ní máa ṣépè fún yín. Àwọn ọmọ míì fi ọkàn ṣépè fóbi wọn. They are cursing their parents in their minds. Some children, some wives wouldn't have died prematurely. Some husbands wouldn't have died prematurely if their spouses were trained properly. Their spouses were trained properly. Let me always remind you that it's not by force to get married. If you are not matured, if you are not well trained, listen to me. It's not about the age you get married, though. Did you hear me? It's not about the age you get married. I see people who get married at age 20, 25, between 20 and 25, and they are doing very well. Properly brought up. And whereas there are some of you who get married at the age of 35, as a woman, and you are garbage in, garbage out because you were not trained very well. Parents to be blamed. I'm also talking to myself because fortunately, I also have a girl to raise, probably have a boy to raise too. So I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Let's not fail again. Let's not shift the blame anymore. Let's not shift the blame anymore. Let's all take our responsibilities. Let us all take our responsibilities where it's needful. Take your responsibilities. You don't blame your son-in-law for the life of your daughter, who happened to be his wife. Recall that she is first your daughter before before she became his wife. Then he becomes your son-in-law. Remember, he's first your son before he became a husband. Then he becomes a son-in-law. Oh, come on. If we are going to have our land healed, then our mentalities have got to change. Our mindsets have got to change. All this bread and butter mentality has to stop. It has to change. It has to change. Oh, my little girl will always cry whenever they are doing her hair. That day I didn't look back. I just picked up the clipper, bring her hair, pull down the hair one time, and she was on low cuts. I didn't feel good about it, but that was the right thing to do at that time. Today, when she's making her hair, we don't hear noise. Some people who saw her then, well, why? I'm angry with you. I say, angry with who? On whose daughter? My daughter, not your daughter. She bears my name, not your name. If she does well in the future, you will celebrate me. Ah, that's the daughter of so. You will associate with me. God forbid bad thing otherwise. And say, you see, with all his teaching, with all his mouth, what they say is enough for the wise. Come on, train that child properly. As you are training the child, train the child for marriage too. Also realize the fact that she's going to meet somebody, he's going to meet somebody. Let her know the basics. I don't understand. The girl will get married, she can't cook. She can't cook. My pastor was talking, and he said his girl, the girl is just in secondary school. He said there is the person, he was saying it boldly in church, said who the person that will beat my child in cooking, I will try. Wow, I'm proud of that girl. He said even sometimes he has to caution her, if the mother cooks, mommy, this soup, it remains. Say, shut up, don't say that again. Don't say that again. That's okay. It's still okay. It's still okay. I'm sure the mother is also proud of her. And some of her, I remember eating in somebody's house, brother, and the woman cooked fish. And by the time I opened the fish, there was blood inside. Blood inside fish. And she don't cook finish. She don't cook finish. Iyawole, wife. She doesn't know how many minutes it takes for fish to be done. Maybe we should continue from there later, because I just feel it's important that we talk about these things very well. We talk about them very well so that we address all these abnormalities that have become normal things around us. Ìyàwó lè dáná, kò lè sóúnjẹ. Ó wá ní wọ́n máa ní happy home níbo? Kò lè ní happy home. Ṣórọ́kọ ẹ̀yẹ tó ń dákẹ́ sí yẹn, ó máa tó fòun lẹ̀. Owó tó lọ ń ná ní fast food. A tó ka lára o. The day he goes to visit a friend and his wife cooks for them, he begins to think, let us get it straight. Ọwọ́ ẹ̀yin òbí ló dẹ̀ wà. Unfortunately, mo máa ń wonder pé kí n ṣe bá ṣe raise àwa lélẹ́yìn náà. Kí n ṣe bá ṣe raise àwa lélẹ́yìn náà. Káṣọ ìgbà báwo ọkùnrin tẹ̀ máa ń sánlé rẹ̀ lọ gbá bọ́ọ̀lù lọ ṣeré lọ wẹ àkẹ́kẹ́ lọ. Ewu ń tóbìnrin. Ẹ wá wọṣọ, ẹ tún máa wọṣọ lójú ọmọ yín, ẹ máa wà kísà. I'm sorry, I have to press a little bit to the women's side. But it's both sides. Parents generally should not blame their children's spouses or shift blame on them. Don't saddle them with your own responsibilities. You see, at that point, it's no more responsibilities. You will now be reaping the consequences. It has become consequence. No more responsibilities. Get it straight. It's no more responsibility. It is now consequence that you will now be getting at that time. Consequences. If you did not plant when you ought to plant in the life of your child, when the child gets out of your hand, goes to school, goes to the university, gets married, consequences is what will be coming back to you. Consequences. If it's going to be good, it will be determined by the seed that you sowed. If it's going to be bad, it will be determined by the seed that you sowed. My prayer is that you will not use your hand to sow bad seeds. For those of you who still have your children at your reach, it is still good for you to make the changes that you need to make now. Dress very well in front of your children. You are their number one role model. Dress very well when you are taking them out. My daughter at age 2, 3, the moment she started talking, she will be pointing, look at this person, look at how he's dressed. You know, she feels, how would you dress like this? Those early days, you hardly can wear something that is armless for her. She won't take it. No, she's not interested. I'll be looking at my armpits, be looking at my hand, my arm. May God help you all. You will not fail as parents. I've said times and again, people will go to hell not because they were not born again, not because they didn't go to church. They go to hell because they failed in parenting. May you not fail. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for everybody who always watch my videos. Eshegonyo, Brawale, Onibokun. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you. Engineer Yetunde. Thank you so much. I love you. Akim, all of you, thank you so much. But please don't stop sharing this video. It will do so many good. Yes, it will help so many. Yes, so please don't stop sharing our videos. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to ONIF TV for giving us the platform to do this once in a while. We hope that we will graduate to, having television shows and radio shows, that will go, further than we can go, here. Thank you very much once again for watching. I will still come back again to talk about, things related to this. I think that parenting has to be addressed properly. To address some of the issues that we have in the world today. Thank you very much. God bless you. I love you. Awala mama wa, eyin la maba. God bless you. Bye-bye.